try and get up every morning, day after day, and work for a living. Let's see him try that. Then we'll see who's the real tough guy. The working man is the tough guy.
With me, Joe Wilson, a wealth management advisor with a big money management house.
Mo money, yo money, Joe money.
We're happy to get the kind of money that jingles, but we'd rather get the kind that folds.
Not your grandpa's financial show.
What's going on, my money mavens and moolah misfits? It's me, your money guy, Joe Wilson of the Joe Knows Money Show, reporting live on Progressive Voices Network, delivering you 4 minutes of money news you can use. Trending this week in money news, finding a vacation home became more difficult and less affordable last year. The median sale price increased by 4.2%. That leads me to my next topic, 6 tips to get your own vacation home for free. Tip number 1, do the math. Your vacation home isn't free if you're not earning enough to offset the money that you put into it. Calculate carrying costs like mortgage, taxes, utilities, insurance on an annual basis, then figure out how many weeks a year that you'll need to rent out the property and at what price to have your vacation home for free. Tip number 2, choose the location carefully. When you're viewing the home as an investment property, you should look at the projected growth rates of the community you're considering, as well as the health of the local economy. Also, you may choose a location with numerous seasons of rental demand. Tip number 3, scout the most popular local rentals. You can check listings on sites like VRBO to see which houses tend to book solid, then call the property manager to schedule a tour or just look through the photos online. Figure out what renters in your area want so you can give it to them. Is it proximity to beach or water activities? How it's decorated? See what they did to attract renters and then take those ideas and put them into your rental. Tip number 4, rent before you purchase. Before you lock yourself in, rent a place in the area that you're considering. Stay for at least 2 weeks to make sure that you don't grow bored on an extended stay. Also try to visit in different seasons to understand weather and crowd patterns. Tip number 5, buy under your budget. Don't fall into a trap of purchasing a property that is a stretch to afford. Buying a house with too high of a monthly carrying cost can cause stress, and most people go on vacation to get away from troubles. It also means that if you eventually decide that you want to hire someone to manage the place, there won't be any wiggle room in your budget to afford it. Keep in mind that you can always upgrade to a bigger house down the road. Tip number 6, don't get caught up in the moment. If a friend, family member, or another investor brings an opportunity to buy a vacation home, don't let yourself get easily persuaded. The proposal could sound romantic but quickly turn into a horror story. Sometimes people have ulterior motives. Other times they haven't actually done the homework to uncover the so-called deal isn't really a good one. Now it's time for Joe's Money Trap of the Day. Most buyers tend to be overly optimistic about how often they'll rent out their place. Talk to a local vacation rental agency about how many weeks out of the year that you can realistically expect a demand. You'll also need a realistic estimate of how much expenses will eat into your income, since second homes are often in hurricane and flood areas, thus are pricey to insure, and also may cost more simply because they are empty more often. Here is Joe's money grab of the day. Renovate an under-the-weather home into a vacation retreat worth renting out. Renovating any property is hard work, but you are often rewarded with increased equity in the property, as well as the ability to buy into an area that you may not otherwise be able to afford. And now it's time for Joe's quote of the day. Laughter is an instant vacation. That is a quote by Milton Berle. You are listening to the Joe Knows Money Show on Progressive Voices Network. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Joe Knows Money to hear this and other 4-minute money news you can use segments.